The whispers, after all these years, still echo, not of a booming voice or a shouted threat, but a silent plea for answers. 44 years. That's the chasm Billy Dement has been lost in, a void of unanswered questions and unresolved grief. His name, a fading echo in the annals of unsolved cases, a cold file gathering dust, a family's aching heart. But the silence surrounding Billy's disappearance, or worse, his death, is not a testament to forgotten injustice. It's a reminder of the enduring power of unanswered questions and the desperate hope for closure that clings to the hearts of those left behind. We know so little. The Reddit post, a stark, minimalist plea in the vast digital landscape, is all we have to start with. Billy Dement, 44 years and still unsolved. That's the crux of the matter. The case of Billy Dement, perpetually shrouded in mystery. We don't know where this happened, or when exactly, or what happened. We are left grasping at wisps of information, trying to piece together a tragedy from the scantest of clues. It is a narrative not just of a missing man, but of a lost story, a life cut short before its time, and the enduring pain that ripples through families when the truth remains buried. The scarcity of details paints a chilling picture of how easily lives can vanish, leaving behind only an aching void. Who was Billy Dement? Beyond the simple fact of his existence, what made him, him? What were his hopes, his dreams, his fears? Was he a father, a son, a brother, a friend? Did he have a penchant for laughter, or a quiet, introspective nature? Was he loved, and by whom? These essential details, the building blocks of his life, are lost to the mists of time, the fog of the unsolved. We have no access to photos, no anecdotes, no snippets of a life lived. We can only imagine, paint a picture in our minds, based on the stark reality of his absence. The tragedy is compounded by the lack of context, the blank canvas of his life that remains. It's the silence that speaks volumes, the absence that cries out for recognition. Without personal accounts, without even a faded photograph, Billy remains an almost spectral figure, his humanity reduced to a name on a cold case file. Let's say, for argument's sake, that Billy Dement was a young man, vibrant and full of life. Perhaps he was a craftsman, skilled with his hands, or maybe he had a natural aptitude for the arts. Maybe he had a family, a wife, children who still looked to the sky, searching for him. We can fill in the gaps with a hypothetical existence, but that is not his truth. His real truth, what truly defines his essence, is the mystery. We don't know what he wore that fateful day, who he spoke to last, or if he knew the danger lurking just around the corner. Was his disappearance sudden and violent, or a slow, insidious vanishing? The very lack of these fundamental details amplifies the dread that often accompanies unsolved mysteries. The geographical setting of Billy Dement's disappearance, though unstated, can conjure images of countless small towns or rural landscapes across America. Imagine a place where everyone knows everyone, where the rhythm of life is dictated by the seasons and the local gossip. It's within such intimate communities that a disappearance can send seismic waves of fear and suspicion. The familiarity of neighbors can turn into a source of dread, as the question of who knew what looms large. Was there a secluded spot, a forgotten trail, a deserted stretch of road where Billy last drew breath? The landscape itself, often beautiful and serene, can become imbued with a sinister aura, a silent witness to his final moments. The rustling leaves, the flowing creek, the whispering wind, all could hold secrets that have remained locked away for decades. And now, the present. The case of Billy Dement, as the Reddit post indicates, is still unsolved. The weight of uncertainty lingers. The family, if still alive, endures the constant, unyielding grief. Perhaps they cling to a flicker of hope, a belief that one day, the truth will emerge. Or maybe, their hearts have become numb from the prolonged torment of not knowing, the slow erosion of hope, the lingering shadow of unanswered questions. Imagine the anniversaries that have come and gone, each one a fresh wave of sorrow. The holidays that are forever marked by an empty chair. The birthday celebrations that are tinged with the absence of a loved one. The absence of a resolution casts a long shadow, affecting the community as a whole. It is not just the people closest to Billy who suffer. The community, too, can be scarred by the unsolved crime. A sense of vulnerability creeps in, a realization that evil can be silent and elusive. The unresolved case is a permanent reminder of the inherent fragility of life, the unpredictability of fate, and the lack of trust can erode, replaced by a pervasive sense of unease, as whispers of suspicion and fear circulate through the streets. The silence of the unsolved becomes a deafening roar, a constant reminder of a void that may never be filled. If the case of Billy Dement is somehow connected to the Delphi murders and the Bridge Guy video, as the Reddit post hints at, the implications are chilling. The Delphi case, as well, is a dark tale of unanswered questions, of a gruesome crime that remains unsolved. The potential connection suggests the possibility of a serial killer or an individual with a pattern of violence, one who has managed to evade capture. It's a chilling prospect that the same predator may have taken multiple lives and may be continuing to operate free from any punishment. The shared element of an unknown perpetrator, a phantom figure in the shadows, creates a terrifying resonance between these seemingly disparate tragedies. The Bridge Guy video, with its grainy footage and haunting presence, offers a visual anchor to the unfathomable mystery, a fleeting glimpse of a potential suspect whose true identity and motives remain locked in darkness. So, what is the current status? The case is unsolved. But what does that mean in reality? Does this indicate that all leads have been exhausted? Is it a dead end? Or has it become a file that sits on a shelf, collecting dust? Is anyone actively investigating the case of Billy Dement? Have they turned to the possibility of familial DNA, hoping that new technology will provide a lifeline? Are they re-examining old evidence, seeking new approaches? The answers remain unknown, leaving only the haunting silence of unanswered questions. Law enforcement agencies, bound by resources and evolving investigative techniques, may face immense challenges in reopening such a long-dormant case. The passage of time can erase crucial evidence, scatter witnesses, and dim the memories of those who might hold a piece of the puzzle. The impact of such a crime is not limited to the immediate aftermath. The unresolved nature of the case causes a lingering emotional and psychological burden on the family and everyone connected to Billy. Grief doesn't end. It can become a constant companion, a reminder of the loss and the failure to find closure. The family may experience a complicated mix of emotions: anger, sadness, frustration, and a sense of injustice. They may struggle with feelings of guilt as they question the what-ifs and the could-have-beens. The weight of unspoken words, the regret of missed opportunities for connection, can be as heavy as the grief itself. The absence of closure, the inability to lay Billy Dement to rest in a spiritual or emotional way, can significantly impact mental health. The family members may suffer from anxiety, depression, PTSD, or other mental health issues. The lack of answers can create a sense of powerlessness and an inability to find peace. The family is left to wonder, to speculate, to create narratives in their minds. The family can only hope that one day, someone will come forth, provide the missing piece of the puzzle, and allow the truth to finally emerge. The search for answers becomes a lifelong endeavor, a burden carried with quiet dignity and unwavering resolve. So where do we go from here? How do we honor the memory of Billy Dement 44 years after the fact? How do we make the silence surrounding his disappearance speak? The Reddit post is a call to action, a plea for awareness, and an open invitation to anyone with information. If you know something, anything, consider sharing it. Perhaps a forgotten memory, a cryptic clue, a whispered secret. Maybe there is someone out there who remembers the day of Billy Dement's disappearance, and who can help provide the missing piece of the puzzle. A chance encounter, a overheard conversation, a discarded object, any detail, no matter how insignificant it may seem, could be the key that unlocks the truth and finally brings peace to a family haunted by the silence of 44 years. The collective memory of a community, the power of shared knowledge, could be the force that finally brings Billy Dement's story to a close.